What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another Aegis Brand Studios product review. Today, we are taking a long overdue look at the latest series of iWargame battle maps for Star Wars Shatterpoint. So these are basically the next in their series of pre-marked maps. We're going to take a look at each one independently on this one. But remember, if you like anything you see here, definitely go to check out iWargame.net. Use code AegisBrand. You can save 10% on the purchase of any of these mats or any of the MCP mats. Basically anything that's not on sale. It supports the channel, and then you get a cool battle mat to go on with it. But anyway, let's take a look at these three great new mats. We're going to start with No Sign of Life, and this one is very clearly a Hoth-based one. It's got some great little details in it. I like a lot of the little sort of like jagged ice, broken ice areas. Covered a lot of nice snow. There's the crashed AT legs or bits that are kicking around in as well. So all in all, really kind of cool. Also, unlike a lot of other sort of like snowy tundra maps, this one has a lot more of the blue undertones to it, so it's not overwhelming. From someone who's filming stuff, I really like that because it makes it a lot easier to deal with the white contrast on it. But otherwise, it's a really solid map. Looks really great. The only complaint I really have with it is that not everyone has Hoth-themed terrain. It doesn't really work with the terrain that comes with Shatterpoint. That doesn't say it can't work with it, but there's a bit of a tonal difference on it. But otherwise, it's a really, really solid map. Really good designs. I like a lot of art on it. The other thing is, you can see here, it's got all the nice little pre-marked. Now, all of these maps are actually pre-marked for all three of the current scenarios available in Star Wars Shatterpoint. So that's Shifting Priorities, Never Tell Me the Odds, and Sabotage Showdown. So you can see they're all in there. This one, it's a little bit hard to do it on natural terrain, but you can see here that they have put in all the pre-markings on here. They do blend in decently well, but you can still obviously see them. So unfortunately, it's just kind of the nature of it. Whenever you're dealing with something that's natural terrain, having sort of like just circular patterns going into the mat, it's always going to end up being a little off in that regard. But that's the No Sign of Life. We're going to go take a look at the next one. Next up, we have Hokey Religions, and this one, I love this one. First off, I love the fact that it's got sort of like the temple tiling going on with it. I love the fact that you can sort of build that sort of aesthetic to it. It also kind of works as sort of like a pseudo desert map as well, which is really kind of cool. Lots of great texture, lots of great color on it. I like the marbling. You can see like there's some red marbling, there's some gray marbling. It's not overwhelmingly warm colors. There are some cool undertones otherwise. I love this centerpiece right there, like just the center, what would you call it, mosaic. It really breaks up the center of the map really nicely. Each one of the pre-marked objectives, I love that it actually has the symbol on it. I believe that's I want to say that's the Jedi symbol, but there's a couple others kicking around as well, which is really kind of cool. Overall, I really dig this map. I like that the exterior of it has like the nice lighter colors around it, and it just kind of gets bolder and draws your eye to the center of the map itself. And because of the tile layout on it, all the pre-marked objectives just feel like they are more naturally placed. There's a couple that are a little awkward, like this line right here, maybe a little bit more awkward, but a lot of the other ones, they kind of fall in places that look like there might be some joining pieces there. So all in all, the Hokey Religions map, big fan of it, like it quite a bit. Got to put together some cool terrain to go with it though, because obviously this is more temple based. So if you can get some cool shrines, statues, stuff like that, all works really well with it. Lastly, we have What a Piece of Junk, and frankly, I think this one is actually my favorite one. Very much an industrial, like an interior industrial style map, although you could very easily call it you could make it an exterior one. You could consider this like a street going right down the middle there on something like, say, Coruscant or something like that. I love all the different textures that are on here. The fact that, you have like, this great work right here. You got slabs of metal. You got some more grill work. Everything looks really cool. I love that it's all very differentiated. I also like the fact that it's not symmetrical either. You have two very different designs on both sides of the map. It's very cool in that regard. It breaks up some of the lines on it. It makes it a little bit more interesting for creating maps and setting down the terrain. So you're not always working with the same angles, because that's something that we kind of suffer from with some pre-marked maps. If they have too many sort of like built-in lanes or roads or paths or anything like that. We tend to build the terrain and the table around those ones. So this one, outside of the central path, everything does kind of feel like you can place and overlap things on it. It's not going to be weird. It doesn't feel like you're as pushed into a certain design, which is really kind of cool. Also, as far as the pre-markings go, I think iWargames really knocked this one out of the park with their built-in ones. We got sort of like these lug nut bolts on here, which look really cool. We have some little great work here, and then these little red circular marks could easily just be representative of virtually anything. Somebody coming in about to do some work or anything like that. So really kind of cool. Like all in all, it's a really great map. It's my favorite of the Series 3. But then again, I'm always a big fan of these sort of like heavy industrial or urban style maps. It works with a lot of the terrain I have and everything like that. So really kind of cool. Now, as far as the quality of the mats themselves go, now that you've gotten a good look at all three of them, these mats do continue to be the good, high-quality ones that iWargames has. They have a really solid weight to it. They got some good width to it. It looks to be about, I think it's about half a centimeter in width to it. It holds really nicely. Like, obviously, I got it on black, like the neoprene on neoprene here, so it doesn't slide that easily. But it's got really nice weight, so it's not going to move around a lot. I don't know how experienced all of you are with battle mats, but there's some out there that maybe to make it a little bit less expensive, they make it a little bit thinner. It doesn't quite have that weight to it, that feel to it. This definitely does. Like these are all mats that are not going to move very easily. The quality is great. The color saturation on all three of these mats is absolutely fantastic. They look fantastic on camera, but they look even better in a store. Like when you're just tossing dice with some friends and all that sort of stuff, and you got this on the table, it just makes the experience that much cooler. It is a very nice mat to have. Honestly, there's not much you can really say about these. I think the guys at iWargames have actually done a phenomenal job with these mats. I love their entire line for both MCP and Shatterpoint. So no secret there that, I'm gonna keep looking at these mats for that sort of thing. I think they do make some of the best looking, if not the best looking pre-marked maps out there. And I love that they're continuing to listen to the community and looking for new and creative ways to put the pre-markings onto the maps, so they're not as distinct. Like if you look at some of their previous pre-marking ones, they've evolved continuously, going from actual just harsh circles on the map to something that's trying to be blending more into the design of it as well. So just a really, really cool set of maps. I highly recommend them. You should go check out iWargame.net. Use code AegisBrand to save 10% on any maps that I'm pretty sure any mats that aren't on sale. But go check them out if you're looking for a battle mat. Highly recommend them. iWargame.net. Great stuff. Great friend of the channel. Can't recommend it enough. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wargaming.